Welcome to the Sonia Buchanan Show, where we inspire one life, one smile at a time. Hi, you guys. It is time for our show today, and as we always do an introduction into the discussion. I believe you are going to be blessed with so many things that's going around the world. Our title today is Identifying Who's Around You. You will definitely be nourished and empowered. So the next segment you will hear is the discussion, and it's called Identifying Who's Around You. Bye, you guys. Great day, everyone. It is time for the Sonia Buchanan Show, where we inspire one life, one smile at a time. We have a great discussion to share with you today, but first, let me give you that title. It's called Identifying Who's Around You. The other day, I was scrolling through one of my social media accounts, and I stumbled across a video. I follow a particular account that shares animal kingdom in the field. And they always post these really interesting details about particular animals. It's not just one particular animal, but it's all of the animals. And I am very much fascinated with the lions and tigers and leopards. I can watch them for hours, and it just fascinates me how they interact with each other. But they had posted a video of a lion drinking water. And I zoomed in on that lion while he was drinking water and just watching his actions, his detail of his eyes and the way he was drinking the water and just the way he was just there and the length of time he drank the water. And at the time, I zoomed in on a particular story that I read years ago about the same gesture as the lion was drinking water. And I remember reading a story about Gideon that was in the book of Judges. If anybody want to read that story as I talk about this particular story, because I'm going to zoom in. This is not a Bible study. I always have to say that. But sometimes when I see things in the natural, it just resonates me as some of the things that I have read. You can go to Judges 7, chapter 7, by the way, and it's actually chapter 7, and it starts at verse 4. But when I saw that lion drinking that water in that video, I zoomed in and thought about the story of Gideon, who was a leader over many soldiers that was with him. And at the time, Gideon was getting ready to go into battle. And I remember in the story, God spoke to him and informed him that he had too many people in his authority. And so he had 2,200 men, and Gideon released all of those men. He released 2,200. He had more than 2,200, because I was thinking about he had over 3,000 people. But he released 2,200 men, and they left him with 10,000 men to fight the battle with him. And again, our title is Identifying Who's Around You. And when he released all those men and he was left with 10,000, God spoke again and said to Gideon, "You have too many men with you to fight this battle." And at the time previously, Gideon was doing the speaking to the men that was with him. But once God spoke to him, God is in authority instructing Gideon of what he needs to do to continue before he go into this battle. God spoke to Gideon and said, "Take the men, the 10,000 men, to the water." And the Lord told him to separate those who lap the water with their tongue as a dog. Okay. And he said, and those who kneel down to drink, 3,000 of them drank from a cupped hand, like lapping like a dog, and the rest kneeled down on their knees. Now, you think about it, 10,000 down to 300 men to fight a battle. So the men who kneeled down on their knees was released, but those who coupled the water from the water to the hand to their mouth is the ones that was left to fight the battle with Gideon. And I want to zoom in on that particular one because many years when I read that, it really puzzled me. And so when I saw the video with the lion drinking that water, it was as the same as the men was cupping the water with their hand and bringing the water to their mouth. And I want to point out something about that because this shows the leadership skill of those who cup with their hands, lapping like a dog, versus the one who kneeled down on their knees to drink the water. I understood why God informed Gideon to go and take the men to the water because they already had been in battle, so they were thirsty. They needed to be refreshed and nourished. And so now Gideon is not even giving instructions to the men. Now God is having him to lead the men to the water, and they were thirsty. And the identifying who's around you is based on what they did when they went to the water. Those that they were all thirsty and they were all needed to be nourished, but it was the characteristics and how they drank that water gave Gideon the identification. Are they like him in the battle? Similar characteristics as him, or are they like someone else? Because when the men kneeled down on their knees to drink the water, it put them in danger because they no longer was captivating as like a dog or even as like the lion. But if you go and look at a lion when he drinks water, he is actually at the water with his tongue and he's looking straight ahead. He is aware of his surroundings. He's not distracted by his thirst that he need. He's still focused on why he's at the water to receive, but he was also, I'm speaking about the lion. The lion is also watching his surroundings as he's nourishing his thirst. And so at the time when Gideon took the men to the water, God informed him, now the 3,000 of them drank from coupled hand, lapping like a dog, which means they was getting the water, not looking at the source and what they was doing to nourish themselves, but they was taking their hands, still looking in the surroundings, making sure that they are continuously to be safe. Like I stated, they were in a battle. And I'm going to zoom in because I want to pinpoint something that sometimes when you are in a battle, you can't be distracted by, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I got to kneel down and just drink the water and not paying attention to your surroundings. Leadership is a type of characteristics where turmoil could be going on in your world and turmoil and things just rocky all around you, but you cannot take your focus off why you're there in the first place because you're needing something and you're weak. And this is, to me, how I was perceiving the story in Gideon. Those 300 men never took their eyes off why they were there. They were still focused on the battle. They were still focused on completing the battle and winning. And what I want to really zoom in on is that when you are on a mission to accomplish something, or when you're on a mission to establish something, or you're building something, you cannot take your eyes off the prize. You cannot take your eyes off the plan. You cannot take your eyes on what you're trying to accomplish because you are exhausted and you're needing resources, or something did not take off, or there are things that have been distractions, and not that anything that you've done, but it's also a lesson to say, I am in leadership and I am required to understand all four corners of what it takes. I cannot be distracted by what is distracting me. You have to keep your eyes on the whole purpose in which you're trying to accomplish. And life is like that. You know, things come before you And you have to remember, okay, why am I on this? Why am I on this journey? Or why am I walking on this path? Or where am I going? And okay, I got to stop and take care of something, but I got to keep my mind on why I am doing this. And it's something about when you are on a long journey, and sometimes it takes longer to accomplish. I'm not speaking of me. I'm speaking just in generalization. I remember reading a story about a gentleman who had been on a journey for about 10 years and he was getting overwhelmed. I've heard many people say that they gave all that they could possibly give. They have given every resources. They have given every energy and everything they could give, and they are exhausted and they are tired. It is at that very moment when you are just outdone, outwitted, you just completely frustrated, nothing is going right, everything is coming against you. It's that very moment when you are at the height of want to choke everybody around you, and you just at that moment need to go to the water and drink. But when you go to the water and drink to restore your strength, to restore another plan, to restore, why am I on this journey in the first place, make sure that you couple the water, you couple your reading, you couple your understanding, you meditating. Don't take your eyes off the prize while you were there. We all get to that point where we're frustrated, because usually during that time when you're frustrated and you're just ready to give up and you have spent everything that you can spend, you only have 2 cents that's left, and you needing $10,000 and you only have $2 left. It's at that moment where you are in a battlefield that you've given everything for a length of time. You can't go back, and you just have to sit there for a moment, go to the water. And when I speak of going to the water to me is, when you look at water, when you drink water, when you're exhausted, it kind of quenches your thirst. It restores you. It gives you this strength. It's something about drinking water when you're exhausted, when you're exercising, when you're running. They said drink water because it replenishes your body and replenish your mind, your thinking, your everything. And to me, when I was reading the story and also watching that video with the lion drinking that water, and the lion was drinking the water and he never took his eyes off the field and looking around him, perhaps for safety, to make sure that he keeps his mind stayed focused on what he was doing, but also nourishing and replenishing his body. It's the same thing here when I was reading the story about Gideon. And the Lord did not allow Gideon to speak, but he was giving him instructions. And as Gideon watched the men, it was the men who identified the same characteristics as Gideon. That's a winning team. When you don't have to inform the people, but you can identify who are the people around you who is like you that can go and fight a battle with you and you win. Those are the people are like-minded. Those are the people you don't have to explain in details. The very small details of how to do. They are just like you, leadership skills. They have been reformed and learned and all these things that identify same likeness, because it will take that at that last battle. You need a winning team with you who is not going to negate because of distractions and hills and wilderness, but they stay focused on the winning prize, and they never go to the left or to the right. They're always very centered, looking at the same goal that you have, although they're part of your team. This is at that final stage when you're about to win, and when there's a moment where you're standing there drinking that water and you're focused. You need a team who is going to be steadfast with you and get there. that is when you're going to win. And so God, here he is telling Gideon to you have too many people, because sometimes you have to close your circle down to a smaller circle so you can have the same focus. And any times when you have so many people that is on your team, you got to make sure that all those people have the same focus and same goal and the same characteristics and the same quality, different giftings, but with the same drive and the same zeal, because that is what's going to take you over to the next place called the winning moment, and you win that battle. And to me, that's how I read the story of Gideon when God was speaking to him about narrowing his circle down to 300. He started out with over 3,000 people and ended up with 300 people. And they won that battle because they were all exactly alike, with the same vision, the same focus, the same eager to win that battle. And they won. And what I want to talk to you is, at this time that we are in a transformational moment in our life, everything is happening. There is chaos everywhere. There is stumbling everywhere. There is distractions everywhere. Whether you are known nationally or whether you are known just in your family, whether you're by yourself, there is distractions and just everything coming against you. This is when you say, I know that the battle is about to be won, and it's just one more episode that's going to take me over to the next place, and I can go on and move forward. But identifying who's around you, because when you identify who's around you is what's going to determine you go forward, what's going to determine your strength and effort to go forward, because you need a building team to hold you up, and you guys hold you up together to get to that next place. It's a cycle of life. No one is without that same cycle. Everyone, if you listen to anybody that has proven success in life, they all got to that place where that moment of, oh my God, I can't take another step. Oh my God, I can't do another fulfilling of an order. I'm exhausted. Oh my God. That's when you identify who's around you. Because if they have the same mindset and the same characteristics and the same goal about winning and about the characteristics of a leader, you guys going to win. Because that energy that is around what's around you will start to nourish itself. That's that water, drinking water. Start to nourish you, start to strengthen you, and together you can go forward. And this is what was happening in the story of Gideon. Like I stated, you can go and read that story because it's very empowering. It'll give you that water. If you don't have a team around you, that story will give you that nourishment and encouragement to continue to go forward, because you will win. Anytime when you're pressing against something that you know that it is going to be a winning thing, not something that you aloof and thinking, oh, I'm just going to do this. But you know in your heart that you've been on this journey, and there have been moments of winning, and then there have been moments of winning, and then there has been moments of winning, and then you get to this place, I can't go another moment. I don't have any more money. That story in Judges 7 will encourage you to go forward. It will help identify who's around you, or what I was speaking about. And also take the time out and pull up a video with a lion drinking water to identify what I'm speaking about in this podcast. And also, dogs drink the same way. Dogs and lions, they drink the same way. They drink water, and they always looking ahead and looking around them to make sure they're not in danger. That is something that is instinct in them. And I want you to be as the animal kingdom, is to make sure that you are aware of what is before you, as you go through different battles. Never take your eyes off the prize, because sometimes we can get exhausted and we say, I can't do no more. And then one day you don't do anything. No, you got to nourish and keep going forward. You got to nourish and sit down and just meditate on what you need to do, but never take your eyes off your surroundings, and keep your eyes and keep watch, keep steadfast, and don't forget to nourish yourself, okay? And don't forget to constantly identify who's around you when you are on a mission, because your purpose, your destiny, your place in earth is not really about you. It's about the people who will be blessed by you getting to that finish line. So I want you to get to the finish line. And like I stated, the name of our podcast today is Identifying Who's Around You. And the scripture verse is Judges 7, and also the video of a lion drinking water. That's the end of our podcast for today, and I hope you were blessed. I hope you were encouraged by this. I hope this nourished you. I hope it replenished your thirst or your exuberance in your body and your mind to stay focused and keep focused. Although there are so many things that's going on around the world, and we have to stay fast on what we were doing before all the corruptions and crashes and battles and wars and all of this stuff going on. Don't allow that to discourage you as you go forth on your purpose, because when it's all done and it's been repaired and reformation is happening, you're still your individual self on your purpose, and your journey and your walk is still there. So don't take your eyes off what you're supposed to be there because of so many things around you. That is basically what I'm saying. Make sure you stay focused. Make sure you're doing what you need to do every day. Do something every day. Just walk another step every day. And so that is what I want to talk to you, identifying who's around you, okay? This is the end of our podcast, and I hope you were blessed today. And thank you for all those who come and visit our podcast and listen. Listen, you guys, we have really been getting our analytics and realizing not just the United States is listening to our podcast, in which I am so blessed. And I thank you all around the world who zoom in and listen to our podcast. I am here and I am aware that you are listening, and I thank you. I thank you so much. And I want to encourage everyone around the world to stay fast on your purpose and dreams, because we need you. We need you, not just in the United States, but we need you globally, because you are important to us. You are important to a lot of people around the world. And I thank you for listening and supporting. Listen, you guys, remember, go to our website and check out some of the progress that we do have. And remember, the journey that I've written is a great book. Encourage people if they are going through a lot of ups and downs. That book really will give you the faith that you need to carry on your journey. It will bless you. I read my own book to encourage myself, believe it or not. It really enhances my faith. We have a lot of material. We have a lot of products on the line that will give you that sturdiness and that steadfast, and it will bless you. It will bless the people around you if you want to bless people. But you can go to any of our social media. We have that one link, and it'll take you through different steps of what you need or what you want to purchase or what you want to review. Our Confident Promises website is a website that's very interactive for the community. We have a life support line for anybody that's going through sadness or mental health or depression, or they need friends to talk to, or they need prayer. We have that on our website, confidentpromises.com. Everything's pretty much there for you. And listen, you guys, let's go and we win. We will win. We will win. We will win. Okay? But this is your girl, Sonia Buchanan, with the Sonia Buchanan Show, where we inspire one life, one smile at a time. And thank you guys. Until next week.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you, I was having a moment and I decided to surf the net. And that's when I came across this website called Comforting Promises, which is a great website, by the way. And get this. On the website was a featured book called The Journey by Sonia Buchanan that was recently published. So I immediately downloaded the ebook on Kindle because it talked about, having faith for your life purpose. And let me tell you, the book is super great. I was so motivated to get back into the game, pursuing my goals. And you got to get the book because it's worth the read.
Thank you for joining our podcast today. The podcast was produced and edited by Sonia Buchanan. For more information about the host, you can go to soniabuchanan.com. For information about Comforting Promises broadcast community, you can go to comfortingpromises.com. Thank you for listening to our broadcast, The Sonia Buchanan Show, where we focus on one life, one smile at a time. Until next time, bye you guys.